All right. Once again, Eric Martin with Keller Williams Realty's Classic Group here in Sarasota, Florida. Today, I am with Derek Ober of Northwestern Mutual. He is a financial advisor with them. So if you do have any financial needs or questions, he'll be able to help you out. He's been helping me out for about the last 6 or 7 months and has done a great job being able to take whatever accounts I've had from my parents' trust and being able to really combine them up and make it a whole lot easier, come the end of the year and just on an everyday basis. So, Derek, why don't you introduce yourself and let everybody know what you can do to help them out, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Eric. And I've really enjoyed working together here and excited to be on the show here. A little bit about me. I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. I've been with Northwestern Mutual for almost 8 years now. What we do is financial planning. We specifically work with people in the self-employed space, especially realtors. And excited to come on today to share hopefully some knowledge that might help some people out there.
All right. So with that, are you specifically just helping people in the Sarasota, Florida area, or would you be able to help, anybody within the country?
Yeah, great question. We're licensed in multiple different states at this point. If there's someone who wants to work with us who's in a state that we're not licensed in, we can always apply for a license before starting to work with that person. I think our license, as far as security licenses, I think we're at 26 states at this point for securities with Northwestern Mutual Investment Services. So certainly many states we're covering right now. So you don't have to be in Florida or Sarasota. This day of technology, right, Eric? You can do this type of thing. We can Zoom call with someone in California, right, or Alaska, even, or something, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, that's how most of our meetings have been, and we're only probably, about 15, 20 minutes from each other. We could do an actual in-person, but, I mean, to sit down in your home and be able to do this and review things. And I know that, on our Zooms, you've actually screen shared, your products or what the numbers could look like if we did certain things. So that's always helpful there. So let's say somebody's not in the circumstances yet to possibly use your services, but they want to start trying to build some wealth on their own. What are some things or ideas you can give them to kind of start that?
Yeah, I think one of the first things to start doing if you're trying to create a plan for yourself is start with one of the most basic functions, which is where's money going right now, right? Creating at least an idea of a cash flow. A budget is a little bit more of a harsh term. So people cringe at that. I cringe at a budget. I think it's important to know where your money is going, though, first, so you know what could change. And then I think the second thing is also knowing what your goals are and what you're trying to actually accomplish with your funds. Because a lot of times, if you don't know what you're doing or what you want to do with your money, it's really hard to figure out, or have, I guess, some purpose behind saving money, for example. If you don't know why you're saving it, it's just like, I need to save because someone told me to save, right? It's more of, I need to save because, you know what, I want to buy a house in the future. That's important to me, and I want to do that for my family, right? That creates a lot more drive and passion behind doing it, and maybe sometimes making those harder choices to actually go ahead and do that. So I think thinking about those goals, creating those goals, having understanding where your cash flow is going is the first steps to creating some level of wealth and saving money. And then from there, it's about finding the right places to save funds, right? Whether that's a savings account or investment account or an IRA or a retirement type account. And I think that's at that point, that's really when you want to talk to a professional, whether it's a financial planner or an advisor, because you at that point might need some help picking and figuring out what type of an account makes the most sense for you. So I think those are some of the steps to look at doing, Eric, if you're thinking about starting from scratch.
Right. And not even maybe just on a personal level, but let's say they're trying to save for a child's college fund or things like that. There's actually programs out there that you could probably help them with, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, college education planning is really important for especially families with young kids because college is expensive. And, the earlier you can start, the better in any savings goal, especially, education planning, because you wake up one day and your kids are like 12 years old and you're like, oh my goodness, I got 6 years left until college. What happened to time? So the earlier you start, the better. And a 529 or maybe prepaid tuition plans like the state of Florida has here. Florida, it's different in every state. So you definitely want to make sure that you're looking at all the different options you have in your state if you're not in Florida. But specifically in Florida, there's the 529 plan, and then there's also the Florida prepaid plan. And each one has its advantages and disadvantages, and it's really important to know which one's best for your kids and your family.
Okay. So I think that's going to pretty much do it for our first introduction here. I'll have you on, a couple times throughout the year because as we know, things change with people and, life goes on and
Yeah,
sometimes, things happen. But I'll have your information on the end of this reel here for them to be able to contact you. Um,
perfect.
if not, they can contact me and I can get you the information to Derek. But yeah, thanks a lot for coming on. Really appreciate it and look to having you back on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And